Today on Can Haz Armory, how to replace the spring pack on a Favero reel. This is the only really difficult repair on a Favero. It does have some risks, as you might remember from the title sequence, which you'll see in a moment. Here we go. Okay, so replacing the Favero spring pack is actually very easy. The hardest part is getting the drum back on. I'll show you in a second. As I said in other videos, Ullman's spring is on the underside of the outside of the casing. Leon Paul is a stack of 3 inside the main drum, inside the main housing. Get to it. Favero is a stack of 3 that is under the drum, so you cannot get to it without taking the drum off, and getting it back on has been the issue. I have a solution to that was taught me years and years ago, and here we go. Okay, so let's start by taking this bad boy apart. Taking the screws out of the back so it'll pop open. That's done. Flip back over. All right, take the lid off. And there's the center. So we don't have to undo the spring tension, or actually, I'm sorry, we do. So this right now has tension on the spring. So I'm going to take out. Where is it? You can't see it. Let's see. There's the back. Okay, so I'm going to do. There it goes. I'm going to take out the 2 screws holding this in and take this whole section out so I can detension the reel. I've got my screwdriver here. And because those are very small, I want to make sure that I can pull those out. Okay, so that's out. Now I'm going to detension it. How do I do that? Very carefully. I'm going to pull the guide out and just right there, let it slowly unwind. My hands on the drum so it's go flying. Just let go until, my hands on the drum slow it down below the camera level, just so it doesn't go flying and detensions everything. Oops, that comes up here. It's almost done. Okay, now the spring's detention. So I'm going to take off the little donut here in the center. Don't lose that. And now I need to undo these 3 bolts that hold the drum in place. I really did need to find my socket. Okay, so we're gonna undo those. Okay, so let's get them loose. Okay, just gonna get them loose because I'm not gonna use the wrench to take them off all the way. At least not the ratchet part of it. Because once they're loose, I can pull the socket off and just spin it by hand if I drop it. Let's see, spin it by hand we go. some tape on these things for some grip. Hang on a second. That's a while ago. Put some tape on this for some grip. Okay, see if that works. Oh yeah, much better. And now they're loose, like a little magnet stick, pull the bolts up. Also the washers come with it. Different one of them. Okay, that washes up. So now the drum can come off, except for I got to desolder these lines. Now, if you'll notice, there's some writing here. I got to redo them because they're kind of worn out. So we have W here for the white wire, G here for the green wire, and brown here for the brown wire. So now I know which is where, and what I'll probably do is I'll probably put some tape over that to, actually, you gotta do that before I put it back together, put some tape over that to make sure it doesn't wear off anymore. But also, you can't see it very clearly, but the holes here are not equidistant like a Star of David. They're kind of like, here's a triangle, and it's twisted slightly that way. They're kind of, it's like 2 points of the star, 2 points of a triangle around. So you gotta make sure you get them in the right spot when you put it back together. And these bolts here with the nut set, there's a little star pattern dug into it. That's from the washers. That's to tell where they go. So now I have to desolder these. So let's start with the green one first. That's free. The white one now, and the brown one. Now, because these are, I can tell the pads are kind of screwed up a little bit. Before I proceed, I'm gonna put a little more solder on those pads. And I already know there's solder on the wires. Here's the brown. Brown's really missing it. Okay, now they got some extra solder. Make it better to reconnect it. So now it can come off. Now, if you remember my video where I kind of took a hit from the spring shooting out, because there is no cover on these generally, we're going to lift it up so it's angled this way. So the opening is on this side. So if a wire shoots out, it goes that way away from you. So I'm going to lift it up. And I'm angling it away. So now if the spring was shoot loose, we go directly in front of me, not toward me. So that drum's off. Now this particular one, I was trying a fix to keep them from shooting out. This did not work, probably because it's bent up a little bit. I have one more try on it. I got to get it cut so it's flat, and then try it again. It's also possible that the tie wraps are holding it down. So a couple more experiments on it. But in the meantime, let's take that apart. I'll take this off later. This particular spring does not need to come out, but we're going to pretend that it does. So first thing you do is desolder the connection. We have wire connections here, here, and here. And I'll show you where they are when I take the pack off. So let's desolder that a bit. I'm also going to add solder because they made a change to the design, and the solder pad's a lot smaller now. Let's add some solder onto there. It's a little better. Let's go on to the next one, which is going to be the white one. And also notice where the wires go is labeled. Again, I have a green, brown, white, so I know where they go. It's green going away. Green is clear. So even if I'm brown, I think I may have missed some of the brown. Yeah, I think I missed that brown. Hang on. There we go. Now that's sufficient. So, now it's desoldered. Now it can come off. Now what holds these things down? There are 3 bolts in the bottom of the spring pack. There's one here, one back here, and there what holds it on. So I'm going to tip this over upside down. See where they're at. So here, down here, and up here. Let's see if I can get those loose a bit. Okay, they are turning. And I'm leaning partially because I want to make sure I get the nuts off, so I gotta stand this up a bit so I can see. If the camera will catch it. There it goes. Okay, so there's one of them right there. I'm gonna hold the nut and undo the bolt. I can feel it coming. Okay, nut is loose. Put that down over here. And push the bolt out. Okay, the bolt's out. Gonna go on to the next one, which is down below. You can't see, but I can feel it. Okay, there's the nut. I don't quite pull it out yet because I want the thing to swing. So I'm gonna make sure my hand's on it. Now push the bolt out, tip it down. So now it's only being held in by one bolt, which is right here. And that one I'm gonna do from underneath the workbench, be off camera. The same thing. I'm gonna hold on to the nuts, spin it with my tool, and get the bolt off. So hang on a second, because I'm afraid if I stand it up and I take the bolt out, it's gonna fall over. I don't want it swinging over. Here it comes. Okay, nuts out. Okay, the bolts out, as is the little, where'd it go? There it goes. Now I got the washer. Okay. Everything's out. So, everything's out. It's desoldered. It's ready to be taken up. And let's take care of that. So let's pretend this is a old spring pack. Lift straight up. Boom, like that. Okay, you can see where it sits on top of this post. This is where it spins around. Here's where the wires are held down. Okay, so I'm going to take off these attempt at the cover, and then I'll pretend it's a brand new one. So let's slip these off. Now this is where you got to be careful. If it's a regular store-bought pack, when it comes to you, it'll have one of the trays where the springs live tie wrapped down. When you take that tray off, the spring is completely exposed and can pop out if you're not careful. This is one reason I wish Favero would change it. So nice try, go in trash. So this is what you see when you take the tray off. This is what you'll see. Okay. And what you don't want to have happen is this center section come up. If this comes up too much, because it's only held in kind of like it's, I can move it right now. If it pops up too much, these springs are shooting out. That's what the problem is. So first we're gonna put this down on the post. There it is. And that may push it up. So before I proceed, I'm gonna do one thing here, which is to put a line of tape over the spring. Hopefully keep it from coming out. So line of tape here should keep it from coming up when I'm doing other things. I really want to keep this down because it actually did move a bit. So now we got to remount the, put in the mounting bolts. So remember, green was on the top. Oh wait, let me show these things look like too. By the way, so here are the solder ports. This is where the wires go on to. There's one tray there, tray down there, the bottom, and one at the top. I gotta find where it is, and tray at the top right here. Now I forgot to do is check which tray is which. That's my bad. Have to review the video. Hang on a second while I take a look real quick. Okay, so this is why I'm in armor. Learn from my fails. Make sure you mark where it is before. So it is now down where I have the greens over here, the whites over here, and the browns over here. So now it's in where to go to. So I'm going to do the white one first because, well, first put the bolts in. That would help. So get a bolt. And hold on a moment. I still screwed it up. Stand by. We're back. Here are the parts. It is cable from the inside of a scoring reel. And what we're going to do is we're going to splice this on and use that to help guide the drum back down. Now the hard part's going to be make sure that it gets tangled up, which it usually does. So let's do the white first since it's closest to me. Now both ends of the wire, this wire is tinned, that wire is tinned. If it with a brand new one, I want to tin that wire. And what I'll do is I'll put the solder iron on it and hopefully we'll melt the solder enough for them both to flow together, and then I can stay together for the time I need them to stay together. Okay, that's on. No, it wasn't. Okay, it's hard to nothing to push against, really. Okay, that's on. Let's turn this one. Don't need the plug anymore. Take that out. Now the green one. The trick is less putting them together and more making sure there's not a huge glump wherever the join line is. It's not making it difficult to come through the hole in the circuit board. Last one. Okay, that's on. They all appear to be on. To prove me to put stuff together. So let's grab the drum. Remember the markings. So I'm gonna have. Okay, so brown down here, white there, green there, and if you can see, I don't know if you can see the little star lines around the holes do not have lines going to them, like right here. That's where the washer's gonna go for the bolts. So first, you get these things through. So number one, break that because it was not done right. So do it again. That's the problem with this. It's the necessity of keeping the solder amount low means it's a really weak bond. Also, my eyes are what they used to be. I'm having a hard time seeing with my headlight on. Okay, there's that. That should hold. So, grab the far end of it. Through the B hole, which is now. Now the hard part about this one, more than make sure the line doesn't break off, is make sure the lines aren't tangled. There's a little white over in here. And that one broke off. I've had times where the wire broke off or the wires got tangled, and it was damn near impossible. I couldn't get the thing down because the wires were actually interfering with each other. So let's try this again. That really was the weakest of the connection, so I'm not entirely surprised it broke off. Try that one now. The back end. Okay, pull up through that hole. Now, are they tangled together? No, they're clear. Now, the green one on the far side. Gotta make sure that it doesn't get tangled in with the other ones. And looking beneath it, it's not tangled. Just pop through. Okay, so now I got all three lines through. And brown is like directly in front of me. Okay. And what I'll do is help guide this down. I'm looking at the, okay, I see the center post. There comes the green wire through. There comes the white wire through. Brown. Okay, now the wires are through. Make sure it's not interfering with anything. Make sure all pulled up all the way. And I can turn it till it engages with the nuts. There. And now it's on. That was a bit of a pain in the butt. Now I can take these off. Has desoldered. Desoldered. Okay, so now they're all desoldered. And now, before I do anything else, I'm going to put the bolts down. Because even though the spring is safe, it's not going to pop out at me. I'm always paranoid about that. That's the nature of the biz, unfortunately. So now we're going to get the other, put the bolts down here. Then washer, washer, and washer. Put a nut over it. And now I can relax. I know it's not going to come up. Put the rest of these down. Oops, didn't want to go on. There it goes. Now I can put, and find where I put the, oh, here it is. That's on it. That's, where'd it go? There it is. Now I have my little thing here. I can, with the extra grip. I can tighten up a little bit here by hand. And I finish it off with regular ratchet style. Okay, so that's on perfectly fine. Now let's resolder it back down. Again, brown, green, white. I will be able to use this one this time. Let's do white first. White's on. Put on brown now. Brown's on. Going to green. Okay, roll on. Let's check it again, because it's nature of the gear. Check, check, recheck. So let's plug it into the back. Plug into the front. Survey says all 3 lines. Excellent. Okay, so they're all good. So now I'm going to reinstall. Actually, first thing I'm going to tighten this up. So now the thing is loose. I need to do the wind up. I'm going to put like 9 turns on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Put the back into place. Let's put the screws in the front plate so that doesn't come loose. Okay, that's not going to come out. And as I always do, I will now pull everything out and make sure that I have that it fully extends out. I didn't need to take a turn off it. Had that happen before. Okay, there's that. And now it's all the way out. I retract. Okay, there's that. That's all taken care of. We put the lid back on. Put these bolts back in place. So you can see it's not really that difficult. The hardest part about replacing the Favero spring is, one, worrying about the spring shooting out, which you can do by being careful and knowing how it's going to fire out. And number 2 is getting the drum back on. The actual replacing the spring and connecting the spring is pretty easy. It's everything else that's a bit on the tougher side. So let's tighten these up real quick. Give her one more test. Make sure that she's gonna retract properly under tension, which you did not do with the little thing on it. So first off, I see the lines. Oops. Okay, now why is it not coming? Okay, so something's happening here, and it's not moving. Or something got caught underneath. It happens every so often. possible some of the cable got caught under the drum if it got loose. Happened the last time I did this. And this is why I always test. Okay, so what's going on here? Nothing's caught under a drum. Oh, I didn't put the donut. Didn't put the donut on front. That may have been it. Nothing else should be interfering with this. Oh, the brake. The brake was pushed up. Now it's dry. Much better. The brake got stuck in the up position. Again, that's something you got to watch out for. When I was testing it and letting it retract, I didn't shut the drum. Just because I'm experienced armor doesn't mean I don't make mistakes. Even Dan DeShane made mistakes late in his life. You know, it happens. You do so many of these things, odds are going to catch up with you. Best you do is learn from it, move on. No one is perfect in this biz, certainly not me. All right, take 2 on this. Okay, flip it over. Okay. Have the lights in the box, yes. There it goes. Don't need the cables anymore. So let's do one more full-on pull out, see if it retracts properly. With the brake in hand working, survey says. The brake's engaged, point is in clip. Okay, now this reel is done, and that is how you replace the spring pack on a Favero reel. Hey, happy armoring.